Hello, you guys. I am back. Okay. I'm back because I wonder on my community wall, I posted for you guys to watch Tootie and her video with Judge Sabree. So the original video I posted because it was when she was live, it she put it on private. She privated the live video. But then, hey, Jessica, hey, boo girl, I'm on here to talk about that interview. That interview was bomb, okay? That Tootie got the exclusive. She got the bomb interview with Judge Sabree, okay? So, and I had to come back and talk to her because Tootie hit on so many things while I was watching that interview, and I had to come back and give her her just due and give her her props because that's what I'm talking about. Like it's something that she did. I couldn't even finish the video. Y'all, I still have a little bit to finish because what happened was when I was watching the live video. Oh my gosh, she looks so good. But this the thing, just be she always looks good. I think that day, that might have been a wash and go ahead day that she had when she was presiding over that Nazir Harris case. And then, like when you listen to the video, that case had her stressed out. So I'm sure she was just going in the house, washing, going, and decompressing every day. But if you look at like pictures of her online, she always looks good like that. Like the way she showed up on 2D's page, she always looks like that. I think that child might have had her stressed out. Like, and she talked about how she herself has to see a therapist in order to decompress because of the types of things she deals with every day. And then she said when you really care about the issue, it shows to continue to show up. And exactly, and that's what I want to talk about, just be that's exactly what I want to talk about because everything Tootie did in that interview was symbolic of somebody who cares, but there is something specific she did. But before I go to that, so I want to give everybody who don't know a little bit of background on Judge Sabree. So her name is Aaliyah Sabree. She is the daughter of the county treasurer over there in Wayne County. And then her brother, Adam Sabree, is also a sitting judge on the bench too. So she comes from a legacy over there in Wayne County. And so she said in an interview that she's just been appointed to the council who looks at like reviews these cases, CPS cases with children to determine how to move forward with them. And she talked about in the interview, Tootie asked such good questions. She talked about the complexity of trying to make decisions in a system where reunification is the goal, right? And this is something that I said several times in different videos that I've had myself because, like, when you constantly hear people who don't have any kind of experience or background understanding the system, they will always make statements like, well, crimes against children are taken serious. And if a child um, um, if a child reports something, then they're going to take it serious and something's going to be done. They're not going to care about the status of the person or the celebrity of the person or not. No, 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 no. It is not black and white like that. It is not black and white like that. A lot of times, cases with children do get overlooked because of the victim that they are counting on for the information is a child. And if a child cannot consistently provide statements that would make a prosecutor and those listening believe that it can be a successful prosecution, before they proceed with a frivolous one, sometimes they have to let it go. So this is how you get situations and instances of things being reported to a system and then it having to be let go. Not because the individuals or the investigators or the judge or the prosecutors involved want to let it go. They know that their victim is not going to be able to withstand the scrutiny. And a lot of times the reason that victim can't withstand it is because it's a child. It is a vulnerable child who has to be able to report what happened to them without any support from the adults that they do trust. Like they can't, I said this before, a child cannot go on the stand with a parent sitting next to them. And think about this. If the child's victimizer is the parent, then who sits next to them that they can trust to report and testify and convey their message to a jury or to a judge. And so a lot of times prosecutors are in a tough predicament. And this is something that Judge Sabree talked about. They are in a tough position where they have to decide. It's not that they don't believe the victim. It's not that they don't believe that something might be happening. It's, can we take this to court and win? Right? And so Judge Sabree explained that when Two asked the question about why Jarvis was given this um, plea. And let me step back because I think I forgot to do that. So Judge Sabree was the judge who presided over the preliminary hearing in the Jarvis Butts case with the unaliving of Nazaria Harris, right? And so the preliminary hearing was a fact finder to determine whether or not that it would go to trial. And she determined that yes, it would go to trial. And so a lot of people praise this judge. She's an excellent judge. She did excellent in evaluation of the trial, right? But this is the reason that I could not get through the end of the interview. Because, okay, when I first started watching it, I was watching it live. And then what Toot normally does is she'll cut her live and then break it into a video. So that's what she did. So I got like a little bit through the interview, and then when I got through the interview, it cut off because she privated it. And so then I had to wait for her to re-upload it as a video in order for me to catch it. But I'm still not done. I still got probably like another 15 minutes of the interview to complete, because there was a part where I had to stop and come live to talk about, you guys. So Two got to a part where she asked Judge Sabree, did she feel as though any of the other individuals involved should have been charged? And Judge Sabree said absolutely. Even though she could not go as far as to say who she thought should be charged, she did say, I absolutely believe that there are other individuals that were involved that should have been charged. And so Two started to talk about perjury, right? And individuals who may have committed perjury on the stand, right? Oh, yes, Queen, amazing job, Queen Keisha. Amazing. That was an amazing interview. And so Two started to ask her about individuals perjuring themselves on the stand and what can be done if a person believes that perjury was committed, right? And so the judge was like, Judge Sabree was like, well, give me examples. Give me some examples of what you think perjury is, right? And so she too gave one example about the grandmother saying several lies. She also let the judge know that she had about 16 examples of each individual who got on the stand who she thought told lies. And so the judge was like, well, the crime is right there where it is. Once I place the person under oath and they lie and commit perjury, they can be prosecuted for perjury, right? And so Two then begins to say, okay, I'm about to get a petition started because I want them charged. I want them charged. I want them to be accountable for something. And right there, I had to stop the interview because that is my point I have been making all this time. When people say, where are the parents, right? It is no good to ask where are the parents if you are going to stop at just something happening, just the release of who you think the perpetrator is. You have to follow it all the way through. What Toot is doing is following it through. She is attempting to become active in order to do something to have these parents charged. It's not just a slogan. It is an action that she is willing to do. And she is willing to do something to try to hold these parents in account. Now, will it be successful? Will it work? I don't know. Right now, Two has a connection with Judge Sabree. Sabree has some great standings within the system over there in Wayne County. I don't know what powers that Two could possibly get connected with from Judge Sabree, but it is very well that something could come of this based on her activism. Let me see. The judge would know better, but I don't think the neglect charges are as easy as people think they should be. No one cares about petitions, at least not the one who no, okay. But petition has to come with some additional activism, is what I'm saying. It's a start. It's a start to rally people to activism. Because this is the thing. When you do petitions, right? You get so when those petitions are done, newsletters, all types of things go out to the participants of that part uh of those petitions. So when you want to do something like a call to action, you already have a base of people in order to reach out to. And then you can do things to mobilize a base, right? There are things that you can do. I'm not saying 100% that something can be done. What I'm saying is that it shows the willingness to do something more, to have something more done than just a slogan, right? To say something but then not be actively doing something in order to try to move towards that being a reality, it doesn't mean anything. And then to counter it with something else really doesn't mean anything. But if you are going to continue the work to try to move forward to something being done, nobody is guaranteed that there will be a favorable outcome, but it is the effort, the willingness to do something. You said I think too. Will do whatever she can. Exactly, whatever can be done. Exactly, just be. That's what I'm saying. There's no guarantee that anything can be done. But what that petition does is it provides a base that you can mobilize. So even if the petition alone doesn't do anything, because when participants sign up and they sign the petition, they agree to receive notifications. That notification tool can be used in order to mobilize them in other areas, to show up over there in Wayne County, show up over there to CPS, to do protests, all of those different things. You already have your base of supporters who you know are standing up for the same thing you're standing up for, to do something about what you want something to be done about. And so it can go as far as you want it to go, and in the end it still might not yield the result that you would like, but it is a sign to try to do all that you can for something to be done. And that is exactly what Two is attempting to do. And I believe that she is going to stick to it. And I believe that if anybody in this, especially in this situation, could do something, it will be her. It will be her. There have been times, because I watch true crime, not just one particular case, but lots of true crime. I have seen instances and situations where this type of mobilization does push people and prosecutors to look at cases again and to make decisions about certain things. This has a potential, is what I'm saying. This is active. This is activity. This is staying active in what you're saying. This is like due diligence. And this is why I'm praising her right now for this, because this is exactly what I have been saying. When you say that you want somebody to be held accountable to something, and that is what you started off with, that is what you got to stick with when you move forward in your activism. You cannot stray away from that or convolute it with a counter offer, because when you do that, you are taking away from what you're actually asking to happen. I had to stop. I gotta finish the interview, you guys, but I had to stop and come and give her props for the questions she asked, the things she said to the judge, obviously the relationship that she has created with this judge. And if anybody can help guide her in the right direction, Judge Sabree is the person who can help guide her in the right direction and help her to know where to go, what tools to use and access in order to attempt to get something done about what they saw, right? Not guaranteeing that anything will be done, but an attempt to have something done about what they saw, to get complete justice for this child and the other children who have been harmed in this situation. This interview, y'all, please go watch the interview. The link, because when I realized it, and I should have known that, because Tootie always does this. She always privates her live video so that she can go back and then like edit it. And so like I said, when I was in the middle of it, when I posted it, she was live. So then when the link like disappeared, so I went back after she uploaded it, and then I added the link. So those who don't know what I'm talking about, who don't know the channel I'm talking about, but are familiar with the case, I put the link in my community post on my wall so that you guys can so you guys can find it. But please go watch this interview. It was such a great interview. And I am so excited to see what kind of activism will be mobilized from that interview, because she asked great questions and she's connected to the right person who can guide her about how to continue on getting justice for Naziah and the other children who were in that home and were impacted by the situation. Y'all, I didn't come on here for a long time, but I wanted to come on here and share my thoughts on that, give y'all an opportunity to be able to share your opinions on it. I love y'all. Y'all have a good Friday.